And much to the chagrin of all of us trying to watch Caitlin Clark play for the Indiana Fever, we had to sit through a series of those awful commercials. Whoa. But we survived somehow. We survived. All the while going, where the hell is Caitlin Clark's...
This was the funniest part. Angel Ree's body language changed when she heard Caitlin Clark's name. Watch this.
Caitlin Clark, and Dominique Malonga, get up here, both of you. 5 threes to start this game. You really set the tone. Your team wanted to win. Why was it so important to you? This is supposed to be fun, but you guys were super competitive.
I think we just wanted to put on a show for all the fans, so we wanted to make it.
Hey, we got a president!
You're the second player to ever play them after this other young girl, but yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
And I'm about to wear these right now too.
Nice. Yeah, put yours. That's why I said
they go my fit.
Courtney's gonna make shots from 40 tonight.
Okay, you need to hold it down, bro.
I'm wearing these tonight. Stop playing. Believe it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
3 MVP awards, 2 championship rings, a finals MVP trophy that most players would kill for. That's Aya Wilson's resume. But over at Nike's shoe division, none of that seems to matter right now, because all eyes are on Caitlin Clark instead.
A lot of people don't know who A'ja Wilson was. If you was to walk in the Nike store today and it said AJ on there, I'm guessing you would have named a lot of other athletes before you got to A'ja Wilson. Okay? Or AW, however she gonna market that shoe. You ain't gonna know that it's A'ja Wilson's shoe. I'm sorry. And like I said, I love her game. I really do. But Caitlin different. All right? Caitlin is selling the game of women's basketball. Caitlin is making you turn on your TV to see what she gonna do next. No, A'ja does not deserve a signal.
Nike just dropped a bombshell, and it's set to keep Caitlin Clark trending for 5 months straight. This isn't luck. This is a calculated move. Her first ever signature shoe, the Caitlin 1, hits shelves October 1st. First colorway, Racer Blue. Price tag, $140. But here's the real story. Reports tracking Nike's release schedule show colorway drops already lined up from June all the way to October 2026.
Is on to something. Now, when I say this woman is on to something, I mean she's really close to it. Really close to it. She could sniff it. She could smell it. She could even push that button. But instead, she's like right next to it. And I'm talking about with her hoop shoes. These bad boys right here are just kind of mid. They really are. But one thing is saving them. One thing in particular. And it's the goddamn gradients. The gradient colorways are going to save this bad boy every single time. And the WNBA All-Star Weekend pair is nothing less than doing so. It's nothing less than great. It's nothing less than phenomenal. A gradient on this silhouette with these materials is a...
Now think about that for a second. Most signature sneakers work like this. One big launch day, a flood of unboxing videos, a couple weeks of hype, and then silence, until the next model drops a year later. That's basically the playbook every athlete's shoe has followed. Clark's rollout? It's flipping that playbook upside down.
Caitlin ones just keep getting crazier and crazier, ladies and gentlemen. Did you see the new Caitlin ones that Clark was wearing at the All-Star game? Look at the colors. Caitlin Clark, you are out here going crazy with the shoes, bro. Okay, I thought the purple was my favorite, but I don't know now. This one might be my favorite. Clark, your shoe game is going absolutely bananas, man. Preview to the All-Star game. These was the last ones, bro. These ones the other day. The yellow ones, bro. The blue. The Caitlin ones are legendary. Ladies and gentlemen, Caitlin Clark, the face of the league, the most electrifying, with the best shoe in the game, Clark. What other color? Caitlin Clark, what other colors?
Rather than one big moment, Nike spread this out on purpose, timing it so a brand new colorway drops the second the last one starts losing steam. That's not how you handle a shoe you're nervous about. That's how you handle a shoe you already know is going to sell.
We can get. It releases on October 1st this year for $140, so that's basically around 8 to 9K here, even if it's 135 global. We have a first here. Nike introduces an Opticast upper for those C's and 2's at the other side. The double stack swoosh logos here are a nod to her name, which is CC, Caitlin Clark, which is also the logo, double stack, as you can see right there. Will feature a Cushlon midsole and Air Zoom Turbo at the forefoot, so I hope this is good. And there are hidden messaging in the underfoot, such as shoot more threes from anywhere, and it was never a long shot. Even Travis Scott has his own Caitlin Clark thing right now. He wore the black joints. That is an amazing.
At $140 a pair, this sneaker is telling everyone something loud and clear. Nike is not playing around. That's the price tag on Caitlin Clark's shoe, confirmed to be sold through the Nike app plus retailers like Foot Locker and DSG. And that number matters way more than most people realize. Nike doesn't slap a $140 price, the same range as top men's signature basketball shoes, on something it's lukewarm about. Compare that to how most WNBA signature shoes have been priced in the past. Cheaper, treated like a side project instead of a main event. Clark's shoe is getting the flagship treatment, both in price and in release schedule. That right there tells you exactly where Nike's confidence is sitting. Let's rewind for a second, because the money side of this story is even wilder than the shoe itself. When Clark was going through meetings with different brands before turning pro, several offers were on the table. Adidas came in at 4 years for $6 million. Puma reportedly walked away once the bidding floor was set at $3 million a year. Under Armour actually offered the richest year-by-year deal, 4 years for $16 million. And then Nike, the brand she ultimately chose, came in with 8 years for $28 million total. Looking back now, locking in Caitlin Clark for $28 million across 8 years might be one of the biggest bargains in modern sports history. And this shoe didn't just appear out of nowhere. It's the centerpiece of that 8-year, $28 million contract Clark signed with Nike back in 2024, a number confirmed at the time by multiple major outlets, and one that's repeatedly been called the richest sponsorship deal in the history of women's basketball. Not just among rookies, not just among current players. The richest deal any woman has ever signed with Nike to play basketball, period, active or retired. That record hasn't budged since the ink dried. Think about what that actually means. 8 years locked in before Clark had played a single WNBA game. Nike wasn't betting on one strong rookie season or a highlight reel that would fade. They were betting on exactly what's happening right now. 2 years later, a shoe that's still selling, a name that's still trending, and a release calendar built to stretch attention across almost half a year instead of blowing it all in one weekend. Now put that next to Aya Wilson's situation. Her Nike deal, and the shoe line that eventually came from it, took years to even show up. Reporting has pointed directly at how long it took the best player in the league to finally get her own signature sneaker. Years. For someone who had already won multiple MVPs and multiple championships by the time her shoe hit shelves, that gap alone says something uncomfortable about how these decisions actually get made inside sneaker companies. And it's not always tied to who's winning the most hardware. Now, to be fair to Wilson here, this isn't about pretending her shoe flopped. It didn't. Her first signature model sold out in under 5 minutes when it dropped in May 2025, and it ranked second among the best-selling new basketball shoes tracked on StockX earlier this year, trailing only one other player's shoe. That's a genuinely strong debut for any signature sneaker, men's or women's. She followed it up with a second model in May 2026, complete with expanded sizing and upgraded tech. That's a real, functioning signature line built around a genuinely great player. Nobody should call Wilson's shoe business a failure, because it isn't. But here's where the comparison starts to sting, and it has nothing to do with sales figures on release day. Reporting on Wilson's first shoe noted it had become the 5th most popular on-court sneaker choice among WNBA players. 5th, not first. Not the shoe every teammate automatically reaches for. And that's the part that actually hurts more than any sales chart could, because this isn't about whether a shoe sells out on a Tuesday morning drop. It's about whether players with zero contractual obligation to wear it are choosing it anyway, out of pure preference, the same way regular fans line up outside stores on their own time. Sellout speed measures hype. Court usage measures loyalty. And right now, those two numbers are telling slightly different stories about Wilson's shoe. Meanwhile, this is exactly where Clark separates herself from everyone else in this conversation, Wilson included. She's reportedly been gifting pairs of her own signature shoe to other players around the league, and the reaction hasn't been polite, distant appreciation. It's been genuine excitement. Players filming themselves opening the box, trying pairs on in real time, showing them off the way you'd show off something you actually wanted, not something handed to you out of obligation. Rivals wanting your gear is a completely different kind of respect than fans wanting your gear, and it's a lot rarer. Nobody saw this coming 2 years ago. Not a single scout, not a single analyst breaking down that incoming draft class predicted that by year 2 Clark would have both opponents and teammates actively wanting her sneaker in their own bag. Not because Nike forced some league-wide partnership on anyone, but because the shoe itself became something people genuinely wanted to be associated with. You can design a technically excellent shoe with premium cushioning and still never get that kind of organic reaction from your peers. Clark got it almost immediately. And that's the piece Nike's entire 5-month rollout strategy is really banking on. And here's the thing. The shoe deal isn't even the biggest number on her sponsorship sheet, which is wild considering it's already the richest footwear contract in league history. Clark also signed a Gatorade partnership reportedly worth $50 million, built specifically around her own named flavor. That flavor came back as a limited capsule bottle with a lower sugar formula, and it reportedly sold out in 22 minutes earlier this year. Only 2,200 capsules were made, a direct nod to her jersey number, and they were gone before most casual fans even realized the drop had happened. You cannot fake that kind of instant sellout with advertising money alone. The audience has to already want the product before the campaign even starts. Then there's the deal with Wilson Sporting Goods, and this one deserves its own spotlight, because Clark became the first athlete since Michael Jordan to get a full signature basketball collection with that brand. Not a colorway variant slapped on an existing ball. Not a small logo tucked in the corner. An actual signature line, laser engraved with real moments pulled straight from her own career, including handwritten goals she'd written as a second grader. Goals like making it to the WNBA and earning a college scholarship. That kind of full treatment hasn't gone to a single athlete, man or woman, in literal decades. And remember, this is the same company that manufactures the official WNBA game ball, choosing to build an entire consumer product line around one player's name and signature. That's not a small marketing decision. That's a company betting its own brand equity on hers. And then there's State Farm, which made Clark the first female athlete and the first college athlete under the newer name-image-likeness rules to ever sign an endorsement deal with the company at all. That relationship has since grown into a full national ad campaign built specifically around her, running across both NBA playoff broadcasts and WNBA games alike, putting her face in front of massive audiences that have nothing to do with women's basketball whatsoever. Companies that size don't build national campaigns around athletes they see as a short-term trend. They build them around people they genuinely believe will still be recognizable a decade from now, long after this particular rookie contract has expired. So add it all up, one line at a time. A signature shoe deal that's the richest in WNBA history, active or retired. A Gatorade partnership worth $50 million, built specifically around her own named flavor. A basketball line that no player, man or woman, has gotten from Wilson Sporting Goods since Michael Jordan walked away from the game. None of that existed at this scale for any WNBA player before Caitlin Clark showed up. And Aya Wilson, sitting there with real championship banners and real MVP trophies stacked behind her, is watching almost all of it happen for someone with far less hardware in the case. To be clear, that's not really a basketball argument, and to Wilson's credit, she's never pretended the two paths are directly comparable on pure championship terms. This is a commercial pull argument, and companies chase that specific kind of pull because it moves actual product off shelves, sells out limited capsule drops in under half an hour, and gets rival teammates excited enough to unbox a pair of shoes on camera without anyone asking them to do it as a favor. Wilson built her career the traditional way, through box scores, banners, and back-to-back finals MVPs. And for a long time, that path was the only one that mattered for landing the biggest sponsorship money in this league. Clark's run has proven there's a second path now, one built more on reach and crossover attention than championship count. And right now, the numbers coming out of Nike, Gatorade, Wilson Sporting Goods, and State Farm are all saying that second path might genuinely be worth more in dollar terms. Whether that sits right with Wilson or not, the sneaker release calendar doesn't wait around for anyone's feelings to catch up, and no number of championship banners closes that particular gap by itself. Basketball and business have never run on the same clock, and right now, that clock is ticking loudly in one direction. So here's the real question worth sitting with. As this rollout keeps rolling through October, who do you think benefits more in the long run? The player stacking championships or the player stacking headlines? Drop your take in the comments. And if you want to stay ahead of every twist in this story, make sure you're subscribed, because this rivalry is only just getting started.